Hello, good morning. I'm Jayaditya Gupta, and I'm going to present the DevOps pipeline in an indie game studio. So who am I? I started Hackathon Games back in 2019, in mid-August, and I also work at Sun as a junior software engineer. I'm a gamer and a traveler, and have been a long-time open source contributor and enthusiast. I've contributed to KDE, Wikitoolin, OpenStack, and many more organizations. So I'm sure you must have heard about DevOps, or at least the jargon surrounding it, but at its core, it's just an idea to make software development much more easier and deployment smoother. It's a set of guidelines and best practices, a combination of tools and philosophies to make development much more better. So why you should even bother to use DevOps? I mean, it's a hassle to set up. It takes time to set up the pipelines. There are more things you have to do beside the development. So I'm going to show you how you can save much more time with the initial pain of setting it up. So first best thing is it's easier maintenance. You save a lot of time in the long run, and you can automate lots of manual tasks like your build, test, and deployment, or even patch notes or updating your websites. Everything can be automated. It allows for better team collaborations among your team and reduces the conflicts and also reduces the errors. So more moving parts are automated, so there are less chances of errors. So we will follow a very small example. We will follow the build example of the pipeline. So to get started, you need a version control system, or you can use GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, or even your own version control system. So we'll set up a pipeline. In order to set up a pipeline, you have to write a configuration file, a file that tells the GitLab, in this example, to how to build your project, how to build your game from the source. And in this example, we are using Docker image to tell how to build the game. So in this, if you see the example, there are platforms Linux and Windows we are targeting, and it has two stages, export and deploy. Exports are basically builds, and deploy are the deployment where you want to deploy, like itch.io, Steam, or any other platform. So in export stage, we tell how your project should be made. In this example, we are just using Godot in the verbose mode and telling it how to build the game for Linux, Windows, and macOS and web. You also need to write a configuration file for the export settings, like how your texture should be packed, what resolution should be default, and what other configuration files that you want on specific platforms. So this is a sample build. Like I told, we were targeting Linux, macOS, web, and Windows. So when your pipeline succeeds, you get artifacts. These artifacts are just your builds of your game, so you can download them and distribute it easily among your team. So what are the profits? Now the game programmer no longer have to build the game for each platform on his system. If you're a small studio, you have limited number of machines, so it saves you a lot of time. Instead, just offload all of the building to GitLab pipeline, and it will do it. And no manual task of delivering your game to Dropbox or Google Drive. Like we used to drop the game test builds on Dropbox and then distribute among the testers. Now it's automated. Now the testers just have to go to the GitLab latest pipeline, download it, and then run it on their system and report back to us. So environment configuration is also no longer a problem. So among teams, we cannot hear anymore like it works on my system or the build works on my system, but not on your machine. So the second stage of pipeline we can extend is the deployment. We can deploy it on Steam, Itch, Google Play, Apple Store, and on the web platforms. So we again write the configuration file, and it's this almost same. We just specify where do we want to deploy. In this example, I'm just taking on the itch.io. You need to generate your API keys that you can follow in Itch documentation, but it's very similar process for Steam and Google Play too. So you tell, once your build is completed, you tell where to export the build or push the build. So Itch uses a tool called Butler. Butler is a CLI tool that is used to upload your game builds to itch.io. So we are just telling here, like use Butler and push the web build to the web URL and the Linux to Linux and so on. So it makes the deployment easier too. Once your code is on main branch, that means you are sure it's it's working as you intended it to. Then you can deploy it to the further testers, like beta testers, or even further on, and then you can get feedback even faster. So this is a sample deployment that you can find on itch.io if you follow the pipeline. So again, profit is like you were able to send the game builds much faster, and then you can get feedback even faster. So you don't have the conflicts of like which version to run now, this is an old version. So the testers will always receive the latest version, and then you can have the feedbacks on maybe on the comment section of Itch or of your internal forum, whatever tools you might be using, or Trello maybe. So make combination. This was a very simple pipeline. For what we personally use in our studio is the build, and then we deploy the build for the testing for the limited users. And the next step that we call is the social media automation. Like all the patch notes, all the GitHub commits that we write, it's automatically converted into the patch notes and updates on our website. And all the social media postings, screenshots, videos that you take are converted for each specific platforms. Like for Twitter, it changes the resolution. For Instagram, it's different. And for every platform, it's different. And it's all automated. So this is my sample pipeline. There's a code coverage, and then you run test. Then I'm targeting Linux build and Windows build. Then the platform I'm targeting are Itch and Stream. The announcement, so all of my GitHub commits are converted to patch notes, and then those are updated on the website automatically. And then the social media post. So whenever the code base hit the master branch, all of this run on its own, so I don't have to do any of the step manually. So we used this pipeline last year in our game on Steam. So we were 3 people, all in different time zones. I was in Switzerland, one person was in London, and another was in New York. So it was very hard to communicate with each other. So we set up this pipeline. So we don't wait on each other, like I want this asset, but in this specific format. If it's not in specific format, the pipeline will fail. So the artists have to follow the guidelines and the pipelines to make the build pipeline succeed. So it saved a lot of our time. We started the development in 1st of April, and our goal was to complete the game at the end of the May, but we were able to complete it on 15th of May. We saved 14 days on development. It made onboarding much easier because there was specific checklist that user must have to follow, or any new artist or 3 artists that join us, they have to follow that. So it's much more easier. And it saves money over a long period of time because we are not wasting time on building stuff. It's all offloaded. So this was the game that we released last year on Steam, and it was used to raise fund for WHO, and we were able to raise $4,000 for WHO to fight against the COVID-19 last year. And by far, this was the best review. The game was successful, and it was difficult, and the guy rage quitted because he felt like it's difficult like Dark Souls.